Hello, my name is Philip Estacio. I'm going to provide you a little bit of my background. I'm Brazilian born, where I lived until about 12 years old. Then moving to Portugal at the age of 12 and lived in Portugal until the age of 17. Throughout both Portugal and Brazil, just played at local clubs at around the neighborhood. From there, I've ended up moving to the U.S. Played my senior year for the high school for the of the town that I was living in, making it into the provincials there. After that, I moved to BC in Canada, where I've been the last 22 years or so. In BC, I've coached throughout many clubs and at many different levels. And I've recently moved to Quebec just last year in 2019. I'm currently just signed up to coach for Mont-Royal, Outremont. I'll be coaching a U14 girls in the double A. In the meantime, I'm also working with a friend with Verdun Soccer. I'm a technical coach, running sessions for them for their program. A little bit more about my experience. So as I mentioned, I started coaching mainly in BC. I started at around the age 23, 24. The reason why I've ended up starting into coaching was when I moved to BC during a tryouts at the age of 19, just after high school and college. I ended up having a bad injury, some torn ligaments, and which put me on the sidelines for almost 2 years. And then the reason how I got into it was mainly a friend at work, a coworker, had his kids playing and needed a coach and somebody to help out. So I got involved by just helping out my coworker's team, and then working with that coach. I really enjoyed the experience, and I've been doing it since. So it's been about approximately 17 years that I've been coaching on and off. I've done all ages and all levels, all the way from grassroots, from 4 or 5 years old until seniors and men's, right? And I've been playing also until a couple of years ago into masters divisions and whatnot. A little bit of my experience as an educator. While I currently hold a National B license, I've completed that in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. No, 2018. Completed my National B in 2018. Some of my coaching experience, as I mentioned, some of the highlights. I've took a couple of teams to futsal provincials in BC. I've also got the opportunity to coach in the BC Summer Games, which is a very prestigious tournament. It was a lot of fun. Took the team to win the bronze medal. That was a good experience. And then recently, about 2 years ago, I took over a brand new team in the men's division in BC again. And in our second year, we were able to win the division. It was Division 3, but we moved up to Division 2, and that was also a fun experience and good event. Other than that, what else? I'm going through the 5 words that kind of I would summarize it. I had to think about that a little bit. In 5 words, I think that come to the way I coach, or the way I see the game and the people around me. I see myself as a planner, a motivator, tactician, okay, commitment, and diplomacy. Okay, so I think those are more or less the 5 key words that kind of summarize more or less my way of seeing things and how I approach the game. Couple of things of two skills that would be probably looking to improve. One, I want to learn a little bit more about this soccer kinetics, right? It seems to be getting very popular. I'm good about the game and whatnot, but the actual understanding a little bit better of the body and improving those aspects, right, on players, and how to identify and how to improve players' performance. So that would be one. And another one is also with experience and time, especially under pressure. It's quicker decision making in the game, especially when to make changes. When is the good time? You always have that uncertainty. So it's something that I'm always learning and trying to improve and trying to read better the game to decide when to make key changes. Short and long term, as educator, as I mentioned, I've only been in Quebec about a year. It was January 2019 that I arrived. So I'm quite new. I'm still learning how the setup of the game and the structure of the leagues and is done here, which is quite different than I'm experienced in BC after being 20 years there. So I'm getting used to that. So my short term and also the teams and the clubs that I'm working with. So my first is just get my feet wet. I'm hoping this year or in the next couple of years, just to get familiarized with the system, with the clubs, and get my footing in there. Long term, I would like to be coaching provincial teams, right? That's always fun. I like the high level, the high performance. So I'm looking to be involved more in that aspect. It would be nice to even be involved maybe with one of the Quebec semi-pro teams. So I think that's a little bit about me. I'm going to be wrapping this up, and thank you.